which of these type of cases seem to be a challenge to many immigrants once they entered immigration court?
The most challenging by far is asylum. I mean, that is the most challenging. There are areas that, well, let's put it this way. You have to prove that you've been persecuted on one of the qualifying or protected grounds. This is really important. I'll give you an example. I've had many cases from Brazil where people fear death or threats of death because they owe money to a loan shark. We're not doubting the truth of their fear. We believe them. We're not doubting that they fled their country because of that fear. The problem is fear of death because you owe money to a loan shark is not protected under asylum law. So think of harm as a wide spectrum, but asylum law is a narrow area of that spectrum. You have to prove that you fit into this narrow area. So it's not a question of whether you fear death. It's a question of whether the fear of death or harm is covered under asylum law. And if it's not, you will not be granted asylum. So that's number one. Number two, let's assume that you do fear death based on a protected ground or what we call a persecuted social group. You have to produce, hopefully, letters or declarations or affidavits explaining what happened to you, a timeline. When were you first persecuted? When was the second time? When was the third time? Who was persecuting you? Who? And then most importantly, why? Why were you being persecuted? And so the more specific you are in your declaration, in your statement about who, why, and when, the more clarity your application starts to form before the immigration judge. Of course, we not only want your statement of persecution or fear of persecution, we want people who know about your fear. Were they witnesses? Were they family members? We need to get letters from them. And those letters have to be credible. Not that you're a nice person. Being a nice person is not going to get you asylum. What's going to get you asylum is proving that your persecution falls under the definition of what asylum law covers. So don't waste time telling us about how nice you are. I mean, it's not going to hurt, but it's not going to win the case. These witnesses need to provide specific details about why you fear. Did they see you get physically harmed? Did they see you be threatened verbally? Did they read the same letter that you received under the door that threatened you? The more specific, the more statute and value that letter is going to have.